Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in from. It is me, Brian, the UKBitcoinMaster. Today is the 17th of November, 2022, and it has just gone 6 p.m. here in the United Kingdom. And as always, people, strong Bitcoin hand. Buy, get off and exchange onto a hardware cold storage device, and then get on with life. That is the name of the game on this show, people. You know that. Okay, very quick reminder for those that weren't on Monday's show. This is a premiere. I am not live. So many people say on premieres, I don't think this is live. No, it's not live. I am at a close friend's funeral today, and I may very well be in the chat, but I am away at a funeral, so I simply can't be in two places at one time, so I needed to run a premiere. So, got that out of the way. If anybody joins the chat and says, is this live? Say to them, no, it's a premiere. Go back to the start of the video and you will see that. So, great to have you all in the house. Obviously, I can't see the chat because I am recording this 24 hours beforehand, ready to go out 6 p.m. today, right now, as you are watching this. If you are new to the channel, really important disclaimer. Don't come looking for financial advice here, because you are not going to find any. You are not going to get technical analysis. You are not going to get charts. You are not going to get price predictions. You're going to get none of those. I just go live a couple of times a week because I'm so bullish on what Bitcoin is doing and what it will do for the world over time. And if that's you, stick around. And if you're looking for price predictions, go find another channel. Secondly, check out UKBitcoinMaster.com. That is where you are going to find all the videos that I've done today. I believe there's heading for 500 videos there. So there's plenty to keep you going, plenty to help you learn all about Bitcoin. Okay. Secondly, BitcoinInterviews.com. That is where you are going to find all of the interviews that I've done to date. Okay, with some of the greatest thought leaders in the space, people with the most brilliant minds, Bitcoiners that they say don't trust verify, but I really trust to give good signal, good honest information about what is going on in the Bitcoin space. So do check out BitcoinInterviews.com. Let me get rid of that. And finally, and I've got no button for this, so I've got to do it this way. This is the statement that I'm going to make on every show going forward, particularly because of the debacles that have gone on with these exchanges and most recently FTX. And hey, when this is airing as a premiere, maybe we'd have heard some news that potentially Crypto.com or BlockFi have gone to the wall. I don't know. But not your keys, not your coins. All the analysis is showing that they've never seen so many coins being removed from exchanges, because I don't care what that exchange says, how they tell you all your funds are secure, not your keys, not your coins. Top advice from this show: buy yourself a Trezor hardware device, learn how to use it, and then get your coins off exchanges into cold storage on that Trezor. And then no matter what happens to the exchanges, your coins are safe. So once again, not your keys, not your coins. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so I want to get into what's going on in the space. First things first, as I always do, let's shoot on over to the desktop. I'm not going to give you the Bitcoin price or the sats because clearly this is 24 hours behind the times and anything can happen. But I am going to just a quick plug to this great book written by a British Bitcoiner, Matthew Underhill. It's a great book for noobs to learn about Bitcoin. I would highly recommend you check it out on Amazon, whether you want to listen to it on Audible or whether you want to actually buy the book itself. It's a great read for a beginner or somebody that's just gotten into Bitcoin. Next, if I may, my good friend down in Australia, you've seen me wear his t-shirt on the left, bitcointothemoon.com. He is selling this asset portfolio for just under 11 Bitcoin. Now, a regular pleb is not going to give him 11 Bitcoin for this asset portfolio, and it's got loads in it. Check out bitcointothemoon.com and you'll see what I mean. But a whale may very well. So if you know any whales that really want to get hold of bitcointothemoon.com or indeed btctothemoon.com, then do get them to check this out. And finally, I do not run this show for any type of financial gain, but many people have reached out and said, hey, how are we supposed to drop you a tip? You haven't got super chats switched on. There you go. There are 3 sats addresses if you want to drop a few sats, or if you want to, in quotes, buy me a coffee. There is a QR code or an address down there, and you can buy me a cup of coffee if you so choose. But once again, I do not run this show for any type of financial gain, so do not feel obliged to do any of that. Okay, back to me again. So I've got a video I want to run, and this is from somebody that, in my opinion, swears a lot, but speaks his mind, tells it as it is, and he will call you out if you are shitcoining. He will call anyone out if they are doing anything they shouldn't. And before I run the clip, this dude is responsible for the tweet storm after Trace Mayer a couple of years ago was shilling another coin at a conference in, I think it may have been California somewhere, don't quote me on it, but I'm going to run a clip from American Hodl. And it's only a short clip, but just listen to what he's got to say, about the fact that, those shitcoiners, they want your coins. They definitely do. How hodling is hard. Pay attention. Now, after that video, we're going to run into some tweets. Don't disappear after the tweets, because if you're not on Twitter or you're not a big Twitter user, I've got a cracking song I'm going to run at the end from a couple that are on Twitter. And I really want you to stick around and listen. It's a take on a really great song by an incredible duo that are pretty old now, I have to say. So stick around to the end and watch that video. It's only about a minute and something. I love it. It sends goosebumps right through me because it's all about Bitcoin. So just wanted to plug that because I forgot at the top of the show. So stick around to the end. Okay, so let's have a listen to what American Hodl has got to say about why Bitcoin and what is going on out there. Here's American Hodl.
If you're new and you're first coming in and other people are telling you that the maximalists are, they're closed-minded, bro, and they don't understand and they're stupid and this and that. Bitcoin maximalists are people with experience. The pleb movement was a bunch of people who got dumped on by the ICO promoters. And
yeah, sorry to interject. I lived through the ICO mania, and it was absolute mania. And pretty well all of those ICOs have gone to the wall. The new ICO are these NFTs and DeFi and all that stuff, and all these exchanges doing what they're doing. And we're seeing the capitulation of all of that. And I'm telling you, not financial advice, just simply buy, hold Bitcoin offline, and I'm telling you, you'll be good.
All the bad actors from 2017, and they realize that the only thing that's real here is Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin is the risk-free rate, and that by just doing very simple listen, hodling Bitcoin is very simple, but it's not easy. Nope. It's difficult. Every single day you have to wake up and you have to make the decision to hodl. You're going to have to learn some self-discipline, some self-responsibility, some self-control. Caveat emptor, buyer beware. One of the things I've been saying is that if you go out and tell lies in mainstream traditional advertising, the FCC is looking out for you. Burger King can't come out with a Whopper and be like, this Whopper cures cancer. But a shitcoin can come out with anything they want and say that it does anything they want. And because you're used to living in a nerfed world where there are guardians who protect you from evil manipulators and liars, right? You're used to things that are being told to you in mainstream media being true or more or less true. And so you just go, oh yeah, well, if Burger King says it cures cancer, then it must cure cancer. I guess I'll eat a bunch of Whoppers, right? That's what you're doing. That's literally what you're doing when you're believing a shitcoin sales pitch. There's no one going to step in and save you. You got to step in and save you. You got to.
This is really serious stuff, people. we are talking here of you, whoever you are watching this, and your family's financial future depends on the investments you make, whether you invest in something that ultimately will go to the wall, whether you listen to what American HODL is saying, and the fact that this has all been proven over the last 5 or 6 years. This thing is cyclical. It comes around, people lose a load of money, then they say they're going to clamp down on crypto, and then a new craze comes around, and then people lose a load more money, and then some become Bitcoin maxes, and others leave the space saying, I'm done with crypto, I'm finished with it. All he's trying to do here is call out those bad actors and just literally get people to understand Bitcoin, not crypto. Bitcoin is property. It does not come under SEC guidelines. Therefore, they can't investigate it and try and take it down, or arrest the owners, close that company down, and your funds go with it. With Bitcoin, they can't do that. And there's only one coin that is property, according to the chair of the SEC, Gary Gensler, and that is Bitcoin. So HODL is literally just hammering this point home.
Love yourself. You gotta love yourself. Buying shitcoins is nihilism. You're just going like, my life is shit, everything around me is shit, I have no hope for the future, I'm gonna put $10,000 in this thing, and maybe it's gonna 1,000x in the next 2 months.
Yeah. I'm going to put a load of money in because I'm going to 1,000x in the next 2 months. Don't do that. Bitcoin, crypto is not about that. You will lose your funds. I'm telling you, buy and hold Bitcoin. Nihilism. No, I'm either going to go to the moon and get Lambo, or I'm going to go dead broke. Don't be that person.
I don't care if it's an absolute piece of shit. I don't care if it does nothing for the world. I don't care if it's vaporware. I'm either going to sleep in a tent or I'm going to buy a Lamborghini. That's nihilism. That's fatalistic. Bitcoin is rational optimism. You're putting aside something for future you. You're saying, I have a future. I love myself. Things are going to be better for me. I'm going to have a family. I'm going to claw my way out of this morass I find myself in. That's a revolutionary action, to actually love yourself and to actually do the right thing for yourself and put aside money for your future.
Yep.
So hodling starts with self-love. Shitcoiners are into Bitcoin too, man. They're just into your Bitcoin. They want your Bitcoin.
Did you hear that? Shitcoiners want your Bitcoin. Ultimately, I believe, and it's just a personal belief, okay, and that is that for all these crap coins that are out there, let's say 30% of the ecosystem, that is 30% of energy being taken away from the Bitcoin adoption for the future. And I just think that they're all I'm going to just say waste of space. They might have some great ideas behind them, but if it's centralized, if there's been some kind of pre-mine, you can bet your bottom dollar the SEC ultimately, because of all the debacle with FTX and Terra Luna and everything else, and maybe even BlockFi and Crypto.com, who knows? I don't think the contagion's over yet, but what do I know? I'm just a British pleb, okay? But the point is, with all this going on, I'm telling you, I just am zen. Yeah, do I like the price being down where it is? Of course I don't. I've put my hard-earned money into this. But the reality is, I'm not stressing and worrying about, are my coins safe? Is my investment safe? Is it going to be closed down and taken away in a heartbeat because a company was leveraged or they were involved in other companies and they're part of the contagion? No, I don't have any of those worries. I just get on and enjoy my life, and knowing that my Bitcoin is secure on my hardware device, away from my home. So if you want to come and knock the door, it ain't here. So it's up to you, but you have a waste of time. Knowing that everything's good. I don't need to go to sleep at night worrying if in the middle of the night for me, maybe in the US while it's still awake, another exchange is going down and is my Bitcoin on there. I don't need to worry about any of that. So I'll say it again. This show is all about buying some Bitcoin, learning how to get it off that exchange into cold storage or self-custody, and then just topping it up when you can and getting on with life. So once more, people, not your keys, not your coins. And I'm going to keep hammering that point home. Okay, we're going to go back over to the desktop. And as always, I've got some really, really interesting tweets to share with you all. And the first one, well, again, let's see how this one wears over time. Now, for those people that are not hardened Bitcoiners, maybe Shifty Pete could actually fudge you out of your Bitcoin. And he said, a year ago, Bitcoin hit 69,000. One of the main reasons for the spectacular rally was all the leverage that funded unprecedented crypto advertising and speculative buying. The FTX bankruptcy proves the entire rally was a fraud. It will never be repeated. Bitcoin mania is over. Okay, let's drill down. Everything he just said is true about crypto, the mania, the football stadiums with, crypto.com or FTX or whoever or whatever they are that have got stadiums now named after them, or the stadium is that name. That's mania. Okay. And then you've got all these actors, and you've got the NFL player. I think his name is Tom Brady, him and his good lady, according to sources out there that I look on Twitter and stuff, have invested 650 million into FTX. I can't say that's factual or not, but all these people were duped by FTX, and now look what's happened. And yet me, some lowly pleb from the UK, has got my Bitcoin offline in cold storage, and it can happen all around me, and I don't care. But I'm telling you now, Bitcoin mania is over. We don't want Bitcoin mania. We want more and more clever people seeing why Bitcoin can be a better money for the world in the future, learning a little bit about it, dipping their toe in the water, getting a bit, learning a bit more, building that conviction, then getting more if they so choose. And Peter Schiff has got an ulterior motive, has he not? He's got a massive multi-million or even billion gold business. So does he want this thing to overshadow his gold? Of course he doesn't. I mean, the one thing that we are in agreement, that is the fact that he believes we need to end the Fed and it's all corrupt, and I get that. But he's got this Bitcoin thing all wrong. And you know what? He will not take the time to learn why Bitcoin is so unique. So I'm showing these because they're going to be out there unless YouTube takes my channel down. I've saved some tweets that he made, and I've put it in my calendar for 5 years from now, because I'll willingly put my hand up if he was right and we Bitcoiners were wrong. But I don't think tweets like this, in all honesty, will wear very well. Just my opinion. Chris Black, now he's all over Twitter, and Chris and I were on Adam Meister's show. Crikey, I'd only been live streaming a couple of months, so that would have been mid-2018. And, he's a Bitcoiner, and he said, what if I told you that most of DeFi is just as scammy and deceptive as FTX is? I think it's all going to go to the wall over time. I think there's going to be more of a bloodbath yet. What do I know? Don't listen to me. But I believe that Bitcoin will be the phoenix that rises from those ashes. If the crypto contagion continues, it will take the price of Bitcoin down with it. I'm in no doubt. But that does not mean the fundamentals aren't there. The fundamentals aren't strong. Nothing's changed in Bitcoin. TikTok, next block, right now, every roughly 10 minutes, 6.25 Bitcoins are mined and the protocol, and nothing or no one can stop that. And then in 2024, around March the 22nd, that will be cut in half to 3.175 or whatever half of 6.25 is. And that will cut it in half. And then the scarcity aspect and the lower inflation of Bitcoin will kick in. And then more people will want it. Then there'll be another rally. People, don't be fooled. by what some of the mainstream media come out with, people like Shifty Pete come out with. Learn what makes Bitcoin unique and what its fundamentals are, and you won't go far wrong. Okay, love him or hate him, he's a divisive character, but Max Kaiser has called it out for years, for at least a decade, on his Kaiser report. And forgive the expletives, I've dotted some of them out, I won't say them. He said in this tweet, I told you all these crypto scams were gonna blow up. Yes, he did. So did a lot of Bitcoiners. You called me a toxic Bitcoin maximalist. Excuse me while I urinate on your grave. You got what you deserved. Now go away. Okay, I endorses. I concur with the tweet. All those people, that went down the crypto route that were saying, Bitcoin maxes, just listen to you. Like Hoddle just said, what do you lot know? I just think a maxi is somebody that thinks deeply about the future, wants a better future for our children, for generations to come, wants to make the world a fairer place for those people around the world that are the unbanked, and can't get access to fundamental basic banking. Take the money away from states so that, they don't control the money, the free market does. There's so much going on. I'm just a regular dude that don't really know much, but I know enough to know that in here, I'm in the right place. And you've got to learn that too. And then Jin Urso. And I won't say any more. I was going to say something, but I won't spoil something for the future. They said, don't use centralized exchanges where possible. Okay, we're looking at staying as private as you can versus convenience. And most people, hey, listen, including me, have used centralized exchanges. The BISC network is Bitcoin only. It's anonymous and it's fully decentralized software. A little intimidating at first, but highly reliable. Now, I've been on there. The problem is there's not many trades going on, to be honest with you. So you've got to be patient and keep looking for a trading partner to buy that Bitcoin from. And there you go. People then move back into, I want something that's convenient. But just a point there that there are totally, truly decentralized exchanges out there if you really want to be anonymous. My top tip, run your own full node, set up a lightning node, run everything through your node and be as private as you can. Be mindful. What I've done is I've put a pseudonym email in place that and all the things that I've subscribed to and the companies that I'm part of, if they get hacked, the hacker's going to get that pseudonym email address, and then I can stop that being pushed through to my main address because I'm trying to be as private as I can. I run a paid VPN as well, so I'm only doing what I can do to do my best to stay as private as I possibly can. But of course, if they really want to know who you are, they'll find it, but you should be mindful of doing your bit to try and look after your privacy, your OPSEC or your operational security. And BISC is just one way, if you're trying to buy Bitcoin, where you can actually buy it decentralized and KYC free, is where Jin is coming from. And then Matt Odell, one of the OGs in the space that again is doing and has done so much good for the Bitcoin space. He said, I have spent thousands of hours of my time trying to help people help themselves and avoid this fate. Fortunately, many did, but most did not. The incentives are broken. Most people would rather not take personal responsibility, so they listen to the influencers who lie to them. What have I just said? Convenience over doing something that's a little bit more awkward to get your head around and being as private as you can. For me, VPNs are a pain in the butt because they block certain websites, or you got to keep going in and changing where your server is or the protocol you're using. But I would rather do that and take those extra couple of steps than I would to willy-nilly give away my IP address and stuff like that. So in terms of this, what he's saying is people will not take on the personal responsibility of finding the correct influencers and listening to them. And if you don't do that, then you don't do that at your own peril, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to bring up my quote of the day and then I'm going to run the video. So stick around because I love that video and I can't stop playing it. I hope you enjoy it as well. But let's talk about my quote of the day, again from Henry Ford. And he said, "Coming together is the beginning. Keeping together is progress. And working together is success." And we all need to work together to help the overall Bitcoin adoption, people. We really do. I love that quote from Henry Ford. Okay, so here's how this show is going to play out and end. I'm going to run this video. It's an awesome video by a couple on Twitter that you really ought to follow. They do Bitcoin videos and music and stuff, and it's called The Crypto Couple. And they are superb. So a shout out to the Crypto Couple for not only this video, but all the other awesome Bitcoin videos that they've done over the last year or so since they came into the space. So I'm going to run this video, and then when the video ends, it will bring up my social media links. They'll run for 10 seconds. Check them out. Follow me on some of them. And then the show will end. So that's all you're going to hear from me. I'm going to run the video now. But whatever you're doing, have a brilliant morning, afternoon, evening, a brilliant weekend as well. And I will be back on Monday live with my regular Bitcoin show. Once again, for those wondering if this is live, no, it's not. It's a premiere because I'm at a funeral. I'm going to run the video from the Crypto Couple. I hope you all enjoy it. And then I'll catch you on Monday. Take care, everyone. Thank you for your support. I don't know whether I'm in the chat or whether I'm not in the chat. It depends on what's going on with the wake, etc., and where I am and who I'm chatting with. But if I'm not in the chat, please understand why. My opinion is this. I'm 63. Life is racing by. And you only get one chance to be there for a send-off of somebody like a really good friend that this friend was that I'm going to his funeral. So there you go. I've ranted enough. Enjoy this video from the Crypto Couple. I'm Brian, the UKBitcoinMaster, signing off from the Bullish Bitcoin channel premiere. I'll be back on Monday. Enjoy this video.
Hello, 19-my-old friend.
Bitcoin fell back to $19,000.
I've come to stack some sats again, because the chance is often fleeting, and you know the Fed will start easing, and the vision of sound money and human gains still remains, enforced without state violence.
I love this.
Down the rabbit hole I fell, learning things they'll never tell, about how money's truly broken. So many truths were left unspoken. Then my eyes were opened by the flash of an orange light that's worth the fight, revolting without violence. And in the orange light I saw
purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash.
millions of people, maybe
Allow on-ramp payments to be
I got goosebumps.
from one party to
people
another.
learning all while stacking, people spreading hope while teaching, people writing code that's meant to be shared, and we all did, for Bitcoin is defiant.
I'll catch you all on Monday, people.